Hello, my name's Elise. Welcome everyone to my WrestleMania 36 Night 2 review. I gotta say this, everybody. I don't know which one was worse, Night 1 or Night 2. This was something very specially stupid. Let's start off with the pre-show. Liv Morgan versus Natalya. Why? We seriously couldn't get Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan? You know, the people that she was feuding with. No. Liv Morgan has to fight Natalya, and which was an okay match, but there's no build-up, there's no story behind it. We just need to save some time, so Natalya and Liv Morgan will do. If WWE really want to be creative, and I'm saying they could have probably done it, unless these people were sick, then there's no excuse why you're going to have Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott versus Sarah Logan, and I don't know, like a hardcore match, make the match interesting. But no, we got a pre-show match. It lasted like 6 minutes, and 6 minutes didn't need to be needed. So, D+ for the pre-show for Liv Morgan versus Natalya. It was an okay match. I say the best thing about the match, that Liv Morgan impressed me once again. The opening match, Raina Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. This was a hard-hitting match. It was kind of like how the Revenant was. You know, you just like constantly just breathing like a lot of grunting. That's all it was. The entire match. At the beginning of this entire match, Raina Ripley connects her finishing move, the Riptide, against Charlotte Flair very early on. And she said, "This is my ring." Charlotte kept saying, "I'm the queen," and Raina was calling her princess. And as soon as Raina missed this big boot early on in the match to Charlotte Flair off the apron, and Charlotte grabbed her leg off the apron, you knew how this was ending. Raina was going to fight back, and Charlotte Flair was going to keep going back and forth, and the ending was so dang predictable. Who do you think won? This entire match was always building to Charlotte working Raina Ripley's leg. What do you think happened? Charlotte won, making Raina Ripley the badass tap out. No. Just fucking no. WWE building new stars? No. Charlotte Flair needs to have another win. Raina Ripley and Shayna Baszler performed some of the greatest matches in 2019 against each other, and then a little bit of 2020, I believe. And Shayna, no, not in 2020, just 2019. And Shayna loses to Becky, and Charlotte loses to. Charlotte beats a freaking Raina. So, what do you think is going to happen? Now, Charlotte Flair is going to be in NXT. Yay. No one wants that. No one wanted her to beat Raina Ripley. My God, building new stars for WWE is like a joke to them. Was the match good? Yeah, it was a good match. It was a good opening, 20 minutes. It went, it's just... If there was a crowd in that arena, my God, they would boo the shit out of Charlotte Flair for sure. WWE's very lucky that Charlotte Flair, that there was an empty arena for this one. Jesus Christ. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley, the next match. Why was this match taking place? No good reason. You know what happened? Aleister Black was using his agility over Bobby Lashley's strength. He get a couple of knees in, some powerful moves, and then Bobby looks like he's going for the finisher when he picks him up in the air and all this stuff. But Lana says, "No, I want the spear." Then Bobby's like, "I got you, baby." And he goes for the spear. He gets the black mass immediately. And I kind of didn't like the ending because after Bobby Lashley got hit with the black mass, he immediately got back up and he looked at Lana and all that stuff. So it was, he kind of no-sold the black mass in a sense because he kicked out after the third pinfall. So Aleister Black wins. He gets his WrestleMania win to Bobby Lashley. Who freaking cares about Bobby Lashley? I will give this match a C. My God, why? It lasted for 7 minutes. Okay, Aleister Black gets his win. Yay. Bobby Lashley's now upset with his Lana, so maybe that'll book for a future storyline of them having marital issues. So, yep, the woo. Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. It was Sonya Deville. Otis is kicking the shit out of freaking Dolph Ziggler for the most part until Dolph Ziggler gets a super kick, gets some offense in. As soon as Otis starts to come back, Sonya Deville distracts the referee, and Dolph Ziggler hits a low blow on Otis. Referee doesn't see it. a couple of minutes later, and not even a minute later, not even like a minute later, like a couple of seconds later, like 30 seconds or 40, whatever, Mandy Rose comes out, and then she slaps the shit out of her partner Sonya Deville. Then afterwards, while the referee's working on Sonya Deville, she goes around, low blows Dolph Ziggler. Otis pins Dolph, and at the end, Otis and Mandy go on their date. He carries her and they kiss. It's a WrestleMania moment that would have been better for this. Now, this match, to me, there wasn't any wrestling, but the story behind it was great, so I'm gonna give it a B minus and all that stuff. This was a good story thing that was concluded and that was really built up. So this is a plus for me. Otis versus Dolph Ziggler, not the greatest match, but still, it was a nice WrestleMania moment for Otis. And talk about the biggest letdown. Edge versus Randy Orton. The beginning was quite interesting. While Edge was waiting for Randy Orton to come out, Randy, disguised as a cameraman, RKO's Edge from behind. When Edge gets back up, he RKO's him again. Then afterwards, when Edge goes to the outside to break the 10 count, since his last man standing match, Randy hits Edge with a camera. The camera he was using. Then they fight a little bit in the back. Then they go to the back where, it's a sports thing where everybody's all training and all that stuff. So a lot of the gym stuff is there. And from there, it drags on because they're just constantly just beating each other up. And they're basically just using what you would in an arena. Like, if you had, you're using the objects in the entire, to me, this was more like a false count anywheres match. Because how they was doing, they were using every single object they were available to them. This just felt lifeless in so many cases. I mean, so I get that maybe Edge can't do certain things, but certain things they did was kind of unique, but certain things, you kind of felt like it was dragging too long. And this match lasted around 36 minutes. You could have cut this down another 10 minutes and just make it 26, because it was really starting to drag with the whole, constantly just them going back and forth. I mean, it was more like everyone's taking their time to get up, and then they're breathing. I get it's the last man standing match, but they're breathing heavily, and then they're just dragging each other across everywhere. They're like, okay, drag you to this room, drag you over here, drag you back to the ring, then drag you over here, drag you over here. It was just a lot of times of them just going to 6 different areas. There were some nice spots where Edge had Randy Orton on a conference table and all stuff, and he used the netting of the roof and all that of the ceiling of the freaking part at the end of the building, and he used it to do an elbow. That was a nice one. It was a nice short one. That's unique. He also did another flying elbow, drew a table to Randy, which kind of cuts Randy back up a bit. Then Randy DDTs him onto one of those pickup trucks and all that stuff, and then they climbed, and you're on the big what is it? It's not a ceiling. I'm blinking out about what it is. Not a tow truck, but it's one of the big semi trucks and all that stuff. They're fighting on top. Edge is gonna go for Randy's going for the punt to Edge, and then Edge just spears Randy. And he goes again for the spear, but Randy RKO's him, and then they both get back up, and then Randy gets back up first, so he goes down, gets some steel chairs. Edge is getting back up before the 10 count. He's setting up for the chair shot. Edge reverses again. That's a submission move that he was doing to MVP a couple weeks ago, and then afterwards, Randy's just knocked out on this, and then Edge is just seriously debating if he's gonna gonna take the steel chair and hit to freaking Randy Orton, and Edge does it. He wins it. This was a good match, but to me, the story behind the promos building up to this felt a lot better. To me, this match was very disappointing. I expect a little bit more, something different. I mean, I expected maybe a fire extinguisher, a trash can, ring bell, something. I mean, something that's a little bit more physical. I mean, these are trained professional wrestlers. They know how to take bumps and all that stuff. I get Edge maybe can't, but you can take a regular top of a trash bin and just hit him across the head. You couldn't do that for me. Well, it's all my personal preference, but to me, I felt it was a little bit lackluster. Just them going around you hit this a little freaking picture thing, and there you go. That's your spot for that area. Then you hit this storage unit thing. I'm like, it's a storage unit. There's just nothing more dangerous than a freaking the apron of the WWE thing. It's like if someone just hit a guy on the apron of the ring and then that was it, or like the steel, or like the turnbuckle. There's no bigger difference right then and there. But to me, this match was very lackluster. I didn't really care for this match, so surprisingly, I didn't really care for this match. It was a good match, just it dragged way too long. 36 minutes. You could have cut this down to 26. Maybe save another 10 minutes for another match, or hey, cut WrestleMania short. It's not a big deal if you cut WrestleMania short. But Edge and Randy Orton match, I think it just lasted way too long in my opinion. I think what really killed it down was the pacing and all that stuff. You could have done a little bit more riskier spots in that case, especially with Randy Orton's case. Edge could have hit it like a execution on him and all that stuff. You could use that old submission what he did with the legs. I mean, there's a ton of stuff you could have done. You could have done Randy Orton's power slam on something. I mean, there's a lot of different techniques they could have done with this entire match. But to me, it was just And next match, Street Profits versus Angela Garza and Austin Theory. My God, why? Why? You make the tag team titles worthless on Raw, and you're having a match. It's a 6-minute match. I know Andrade Cien was supposed to be in this match, but he got sick or he wasn't allowed to wrestle, so it was just an okay match. Street Profits win. They pin, and not Angel Garza, thank God. They pin Austin Theory, a guy we don't know hardly shit about. So, Street Profits win. Yay, see, it was an okay match. It was just a 6-minute match. This was a pre-show match, in my opinion. My God. Next up, and this was actually a match I was very surprised I enjoyed it. SmackDown Women's 5-Way Elimination Match. Tamina versus Naomi versus Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. This was a good match. This was actually a very entertaining match for 20 minutes, and it was pretty sweet. It was elimination. Everybody was double teaming Tamina. At the end, Tamina gets eliminated with all the girls' flying moves. First, Bayley with her flying elbow drop, and then Sasha Banks with her frog splash, then Lacey Evans with her moonsault, then Naomi with her finisher, and they pin Tamina. Tamina's eliminated. Then Sasha Banks and Bayley both double team Lacey Evans and Naomi, and then afterwards, they get Naomi by doing a great combination of like just Bayley and Sasha saving each other before Naomi gets any offense in, and they eliminate her. Naomi did a great job. I love Naomi. I think she's a fantastic wrestler, and she eventually gets taken out by Sasha Banks, who makes her tap out to the bank statement. Afterwards, they taunt Lacey Evans to come in here and all that stuff. And during this time, when they got Lacey Evans in the corner, Sasha's holding her down, and Bayley says, "Oh, this is for your daughter," and is gonna knee her, and she accidentally hits Sasha Banks instead. So Sasha is knocked out. Lacey and Bayley are going at it. Bayley gets control. Sasha gets back in, getting mad at Bayley and all that stuff. And then before anything could altercate with them, Lacey Evans comes in, Bayley pushes Sasha Banks out of the way. She hits Bayley down, but she turns around and hits Sasha Banks with the woman's right. She eliminates Sasha Banks, but Bayley could have helped her. And then Bayley versus Lacey Evans at the end, and Lacey Evans kind of really impressed me with this match. She was doing a very good job against Bayley, except for she kind of botched the moonsault a little bit, but overall, a very good match. And at the end, Sasha comes in, because again, it's a no DQ 5-way elimination, so Sasha Banks comes in, does a backstabber to freaking Lacey Evans, and then Bayley does her finisher, and she wins. So Sasha helps Bayley, and Bayley's going around like, hey, no one's better than me. Not you, Michael Cole, not you, JBL. She's just standing there, and in the background, you see it during the entrance, Sasha Banks just looking at her, smiling, just watching her. So they are building up something for with Sasha Banks and Bayley. I'm glad they didn't do it now. I'm glad they're gonna develop more time, and maybe we'll see it during SummerSlam. Sasha Banks versus Bayley, or even before there's the big draft that's supposed to happen again. If it's supposed to happen, I don't really know. But I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do with Sasha Banks and Bayley. It was a very entertaining match. A lot of great moments. I was always entertained by every single thing that these women were doing. At the end of the day, I think this was my favorite women's match of the overall women's matches. I mean, my least favorite is Becky and Shayna, then Raina and Charlotte, and then it would be the tag team match again, surprisingly, with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Even though they did nothing with those tag team titles, WWE didn't push nothing. That was an entertaining match, and this match was also very good. and the last two matches, and these two things I gotta talk about right now. Bray Wyatt versus John Cena was not a match. It was a gimmick match. It was a lot of storytelling. John Cena's looking for Bray Wyatt. He goes to the Firefly Funhouse. He enters this door, and Cena's seeing all these old memories when he was meeting Kurt Angle for the first time. And then he sees Cena. Then he sees Bray Wyatt just speaking how Kurt Angle says. Then John Cena's like, ruthless aggression. And like when he hits Kurt Angle, but he doesn't do that, except he misses against Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt's like, this is a failure and all that stuff. Then you get some puppet with Vince McMahon. You get John Cena during his Dumonomic days, the old SmackDown fist in the back. Yeah, Bray Wyatt's making fun of John Cena's heroes and all that stuff. This is who you really want to be. Then he says that how we get the old Bray Wyatt in a rocking chair. I mean, like, in this alternate different world, when John Cena's entered that Firefly Funhouse, when he enters through a different door, and it's just chaotic, and then it just sees, like, you destroyed me, the people want me, you're not a man of the people, like, you're a bully, you take everything, I've earned every single thing, and they still continue to take from me. And it's kind of like, basically what a lot of people are saying, that WWE just takes advantage of the Bray Wyatt, the guy who portrays Bray Wyatt, and how they just do nothing for his character. And John Cena is given opportunity after opportunity. So he did a lot of great moments, and this, to me, is easily the best thing about the entire show. If you could have watched one thing of WrestleMania, this is it. This was easily an A. The next match, this was a fantastic, unique way they did it. At the end, Bray Wyatt basically pins John Cena as the Fiend pins John Cena, and Bray makes the cover as a referee. It was a very weird, unique way. It was not really a match. It was just basically a lot of great storytelling about Cena's character and Bray Wyatt's character. This was great stuff. And anytime you see Cena dressed up in an NWO t-shirt was amazing. This was a very entertaining gimmick. It was a very great gimmick wrestling, and this is what makes WWE special. This was WrestleMania worthy. This was unique. This was different. There you go, WWE. Finally something I enjoy from you. And the last thing was Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. If Drew McIntyre did not win this match, oh my God. Thank God. The match starts off with Brock Lesnar going in for some offense on Drew. Drew hits him with the Claymore. Gets a 2 count. And then Brock Lesnar gets back up, does a couple of Germans. 1 F5, Drew kicks out. 2 F5s, Drew kicks out. Another F5, Drew kicks out. After that, it's just straight Claymores to Brock Lesnar from Drew McIntyre. He wins the WWE Championship. Good for Drew McIntyre. I'm hoping they do good right by him. I'm hoping that the company does right by him. The right man won, thank God. If Brock Lesnar would have won. Oh. So overall, what's my personal opinion about WrestleMania 36? This could have been a good show. This, to me, was just bad. I'm sorry, I'm not getting WrestleMania a pass. I enjoyed maybe 5 matches out of 18. 5, yes, I enjoyed 5. The Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens match, liked. The John Cena and Bray Wyatt thing, we include that one? Yeah, not really. A lot of these matches, yeah, they were downright predictable. They kind of went soft on some cases. I mean, there's not much I can say about this. They could have done a lot of stuff. One, they could have get Raina Ripley to rub and have her win. They could let Shayna win and all that stuff. And this is not me about picking personal choices of like, oh, my favorite wrestlers and all that stuff. No, I'm more of a fan of Becky against Shayna. I'm more of a fan of Becky Lynch than Shayna Baszler. I'm more of a fan of Raina Ripley than Charlotte Flair. But doesn't mean it has whatever's the right decision at that time. You just don't do that. One, Braun Strowman having the Universal Championship is not something I would agree with. Otis beating Dolph, yeah, it was completely predictable storyline, but understandable. You have to build new stars, and WWE did a lot of inconsistency with its writing, with its entire characters that they developed, the entirety of doing WrestleMania. I mean, WrestleMania, coronavirus, no coronavirus. This is still lazy, terrible WWE book. And yes, did they entertain us? I was entertained for... I don't know. I think I was more having fun with last night's WrestleMania. WrestleMania Night 1 than WrestleMania Night 2. Because, my God, I nearly fell asleep during this WrestleMania. Oh, my God. As soon as I saw Charlotte Flair win, The first match, I'm like, okay. We all know this is going to be a shit show. I mean, illogical booking decisions again. Why have the Street Profits on? Why have a 36 minutes last man standing match where you're just going to one? You were just mostly them just dragging around each other. I mean, there's so much they could have just fixed with this entire dang show. With this entire show, they could have booked something different. They could have done a couple things. Again, it's just like the most simplistic things WWE could just do to fix something, and they just ruin it. My personal opinion, WrestleMania 36 Night 2 was, for me, the most part, a snooze fest. This WrestleMania, I want to say it was terrible, but to me, I think it was just, if I could give the highest grade I could ever give WrestleMania 36, it's a C-. Out of, 18 matches I saw, I think I would rather, 4 or 5. I mean, do we even want to really count some of the matches? I mean, do we know how many matches lasted under than 10 minutes? I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about this WrestleMania. I'm going to say it was either so. It's like the lowest grade I could give it is a D+, highest grade is a C-. This WrestleMania 36 was your personal opinion, everybody. Did you enjoy this WrestleMania? Did you enjoy what they did with the whole Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre stuff? Did you enjoy the 36 minutes? Last man standing match, even though it was more like a false count anywhere match, and kind of disappointed with the return. I mean, granted, a crowd could make or break a show, but without the crowd, you just see WWE's illogical booking decisions, and it's just completely infuriating to me. But overall, WrestleMania 36 was just, it passed the time, got stuff done. I swear I didn't drink enough coffee this morning, because this, yeah. I'm nearly dead in the face, my friends. So, yeah, everyone, let me know what y'all think, everyone. What did you think about WrestleMania 36 Night 2? Let me know what y'all think, everyone. Man, at least thank God for everybody. Bye-bye.